Just wow, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely wow. All right, guys, welcome to the channel. I'm still actually in awe of the endorsement system, the looking for group system, the role select, the flex role select, all of that stuff. It's so beautiful. But what I'm going to do in this video is talk about the nerfs and buffs that are actually live on the PTR, because there are some really, really huge ones. In another video, I am going to speak about the endorsement system and the LFG system and how that works, because there is a lot of confusion, but it is a beautiful system. And I've literally just been, bashing on blasting PTR. What? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy. My God. Right then, let's get stuck into this. So what we've got is a ton of updates, but there are some hero balance updates. Now, the first hero who has been buffed is Doomfist. Doomfist's Meteor Strike, now he moves faster while he's in the air. Now, before it was 150%, now it's 200%. So he moves, in essence, 50% faster. Now, his passive, which is the best defense, so he gains shields when he attacks people, when he uses normal abilities, that is. He now gets 35 shields instead of 30. So this is a buff, like, to Doomfist. Now, this is an interesting buff to Doomfist, because Doomfist, whether you actually know this or not, guys, is really effective if you're good with the hero. Like, if you can get into positions where, you know, you can dive into the back line, you can isolate people 1v1, you can pretty much just one-shot people and get out. He's so powerful. So they've decided to buff him. Now, I understand why, because it's only, like, the really highest level of players who actually are capable of using Doomfist pretty much in any scenario, and even those guys have to swap off Doomfist when certain things happen. However, these are the developer comments on this buff. So, increased movement speed on Meteor Strike gives Doomfist new options in how and where to deploy it. His passive is also being increased, allowing him to survive more often when diving into enemies. So you can see what they're trying to do here. They're trying to give him more of a margin of error. So if he dives into an enemy team, into everybody, he's got a bit of a chance of surviving and doing damage and getting out. Whereas before, he would go in and die. And that meant he'd have to sort of, you know, look for an ideal target on its own, jump onto that target and try and do as much damage as he can and get out. Now, often Doomfist would one-shot targets. Now, he doesn't one-shot tanks, but he would one-shot pretty much everybody else. And when I say one shot, I mean he goes in with his combo. So he ground slams, they can pop up in the air, he uppercuts them. Well, he basically slams them, uppercuts them, fires all his primary fire into them, and that basically kills literally everybody most of the time. Anyway, buffs for Doomfist. Actually, I'm a bit of a fan of this, so this is a good move. We've got Irisa. Her supercharger ultimate cost has been reduced by 15%. Now, this is another buff, so this means she will be able to use supercharger 15% faster. The dev comments on this are supercharger wasn't getting enough use, considering its impact. This change allows Irisa to use her ultimate more aggressively, knowing that she'll be able to generate them more easily. I like this. This is pretty good. Irisa, though, I think might be going through a bit of a tough phase possibly in the future, especially with this new Symmetra that can literally just teleport the team around wherever the hell Irisa is, which is kind of ridiculous. And then, of course, we've got all of the Symmetra changes. Now, I've covered these in videos, but I'll just quickly go over this. So, basically, she's got a new ability. Well, she's just got new abilities everywhere. So, a photon projector, which is a primary fire, no longer locks onto targets. The range is increased to 10 meters. The damage ramping now takes 2 seconds per damage level instead of 1. So it's twice as slow to charge up. Damage ramp increased from 30, 60, 100, 120 to 60, 120 to 180. So it actually does more damage. And it now generates ammo instead of spending it when hitting a barrier. So that's cool. So you can actually fire it into a barrier, get ammo back, and then just keep firing. It's so cool. It's such a cool mechanic. Alternate fire no longer pierces through targets, but now explodes on contact. The projectile speed is increased, the charge-up speed is increased. Damage changed from 60 impact to 60 explosive, which means it blows up. It's really cool. Sentry turret is now placed like a projectile instead of being set in place, can hold a max of 3, which is down from 6, can now deploy a max of 3, down from 6. The damage has been increased, though, and the amount of slowing effect is increased. So in essence, you've got 3 turrets which are basically as powerful as 6. That's kind of the way to look at this. The teleporter can now place the exit up to 25 meters away from Symmetra. The entrance will automatically be built in front of Symmetra. It lasts for 10 seconds. The health is lowered to 300. More things can teleport through it. For example, Junkrat's Riptire, and there is a video on the channel with this, everything you can teleport through, because you can teleport like Sentry Mode Bastions, you can teleport Diva's mech as it's exploding. It's mental. The entrance can be destroyed. If either entrance or exit is destroyed, the other is removed, and you can't use these in the spawn, as I found out. So you can't try and cast it from outside of the spawn. It just destroys the entrance in the spawn, which is a bit of a shame. And she's got a new ultimate, which is completely ridiculous and has one of the best visual effects of any ultimate in the game. So she deploys a barrier that's big enough to span and cut through the entire map. The orientation can be changed by pressing the ultimate button again, and it's got 5,000 health. Yeah, Symmetra's slightly crazy right now. So the dev comments on Symmetra were, well, the goal of these changes is to move Symmetra to her new damage role and make her more flexible and viable across more areas of the game than she was previously. Yeah, now that Symmetra is no longer a support hero, she's expected to be able to dish out heavy damage, and these changes allow her for her to do so. She should be more powerful and interesting in more team compositions and maps, and she should also be stronger on offense and defense. Good God. Horizon Lunar Colony has been completely changed. There is a video on the channel about this, but there are some minor changes which have been added since then. Pretty much it retains the same layout as that leak that hit the PTR a few weeks ago. This is just much better, but we're going to have to play through this to see what it feels like, although it is on the PTR in rotation in the arcade, which is cool. We'll just go over the dev comments for this. So basically, we wanted to make some gameplay improvements to Horizon Lunar Colony for some time now. The defender's spawn room had a problem with its main exit that allowed defenders to quickly duck back inside and regain health while attackers shot at them. Why this was ever a thing in the first place, ladies and gentlemen, I do not know. Since we were already reworking the entire back area, we decided to make some more changes addressing player feedback. The idea behind the rework of Point A was not only to help the defenders a bit, but also to provide some gameplay options aside from sitting on the point and trying to hold it for as long as possible. Easier access to high ground, as well as limiting the routes for attackers, at least allowing for defenders to more easily spot the attackers. This will allow more opportunity for counters and create a better gameplay experience. All right, cool. They said they've also made some additional changes to the art as well, which you will notice. There's a lot of kind of extra environmental stuff. Right then. So then we've got a massive list of bug fixes, but at the bottom of the bug fix list, I can't even say it, there is a massive nerf, ladies and gentlemen, a horrifically massive nerf to Moira. Now, check this out. Fixed a bug that allowed Moira's biotic grasp to heal targets behind an enemy barrier. So, you know your primary fire? You cannot no longer heal people through barriers with this. Now, this was acknowledged a while ago as a bug, and this is why it's in the bug fix list. But she has been like this since launch. So, Moira has been broken since launch. She's now just been fixed, and this will horrifically nerf her ability to heal in massive team engagements. This means Winston gets a major buff, because if Winston dives on top of Moira, well, Moira won't be able to heal if Winston just chucks his barrier down. When a brawl breaks out in the middle of a fight, Winston's barrier is just going to block everything. Reinhardt's barrier will block everything. Orisa's barrier will block everything. Symmetra's barrier will block everything. Now remember, she'll still be able to fire her orbs through. They still pass through barriers, so she'll still be able to throw those around. But the primary heal, the Moira spray, whatever you want to call it, that heal will not go through barriers anymore. That is a massive nerf. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa and this is Unit Lost. I hope you enjoyed this news update. If you did, then let me know what you think about it in the comments below. As I say, there will be a video on the channel breaking down this brand new team building role selection kind of system, because it's not like people seem to think it is, where it forces you to play a role. That's only if the group leader sets it like that, and you don't have to agree to that, because if you don't, you can just find another group, because you can be flexible in role selection. It's so cool. Anyway, guys, I've been Stylosa. This is Unit Lost. I'm so super excited for this. This is great. I feel like we've got a new game. Just if you've got a PC, guys, go and play on PTR. The game feels absolutely different, and the PTR seems to have a pretty high population right now. Loads of people are getting stuck into the game. There's tons of things. Everybody, like, I've played in games and people are communicating, and these are just quick play games. You know, there's more coordination than there is in competitive on live. And I'm not even exaggerating that. I logged in as a DPS. I wanted to play in a 2-2-2 comp. I found a group that was set up for that. Went in as DPS, played Symmetra, played a terrible, but played Symmetra. You guys are seeing footage of it in the background. Went forward. It was so cool. There's no argument about what heroes you want to pick. There's a team comp straight away out the gate. Everybody's in voice chat. And remember, this is PTR. You know, and PTR is mashed up between all the regions. We had Australians and Koreans in the team, but everybody is in voice comms. Everybody's working together. There's even plans that are being formed. You know, me and this Reinhardt were like, hey, I'm going to put my teleporter down and you go through it, and I'll earth shatter them from behind. That's what he said, and he did it, and we did it. That would never happen in competitive because there would just be too much toxicity, and oh my god, I'm so happy. Anyway, I've totally derailed the end of this video, ladies and gentlemen. There will be another video on this on the channel because I'm so excited. I'm really excited. My god. All right, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Go and play on the PTR. I command it. Load it up. It is beautiful. It's like a different game. Good lord. Good. Oh, man.